Looking for the best laptops for video editing? We've tested and reviewed top models to find the best options for portability and performance. The Apple MacBook Pro 14-inch M3 stands out with its powerful specs and sleek design, making it a top choice for pros. For Windows users, the Dell XPS 17 delivers impressive performance, while the HP Envy X360 is perfect for beginners and budget-conscious creators. We dive into specs, performance benchmarks, and color accuracy to help you find the ideal laptop for your editing needs. Number 5. HP Envy X360. If you're looking for the best laptop for video editing on a budget, the HP Envy X360 is a good choice. When you edit video while on the go, a convertible laptop or 2-in-1 laptop can be handy to boost your creative process. You can use it as a tablet for previewing your source material or exploring transitions with the touchscreen. Then the next minute load up your complex nonlinear video editor and use it with the keyboard. After testing out the HP Envy, we can confidently state that its 15.6-inch Full HD 1080p WLED display looks gorgeous and is more than adequate for video editing on the go. If need be, you can connect it to an external monitor or large screen TV via its HDMI or DisplayPort via USB-C. While this isn't a 4K 17-inch screen laptop replacement, what you lose by not having an extra-large display and 4K resolution, you make up for when it comes to battery life. Packed inside is an 8-core AMD Ryzen 7 5700U with Vega graphics, a speedy CPU that makes up for the lack of a discrete GPU. In our test, the Ryzen 7 5500U racked up impressive benchmark scores. It held its own against the more expensive 2-in-1s running an Intel Core i7-1165G7. The Envy X360-15 also made short work of our Blender benchmarks, rendering in less than half the time of the ThinkBook 14's Yoga. Based on that, the Envy X360-15 is a good option for creatives working to a budget. For an alternative budget laptop, we'd recommend looking for an M1 MacBook Pro or MacBook Air. You can pick up models with the older chipset at cheaper prices now, and there's still creative powerhouses for video editing. The HP Envy X360-15 2021 is nearly in a class by itself as far as 2-in-1 laptop performance goes. Combining some dominating CPU and graphics scores with a well-built design, fantastic display, outstanding battery life, and an incredible price. It's on the heavier side though, and using it in tablet mode isn't the most comfortable experience we've had with a 2-in-1, but the positives far outweigh these points for us. Some might disagree though, and we certainly wouldn't blame them. Number 4. Dell XPS 17 9730. Big and bold with a vibrant display, discrete GPU, and outstanding performance, the XPS 17 is a top contender for best video editing laptop overall, especially if you prefer using Windows. But what really sets this apart is that glorious 4K UHD Plus display for impressive detail. With a 16:10 aspect ratio, the IPS panel boasts some impressive specs for editors looking for a laptop with color accuracy. There's the 0.224 Delta E, and color spaces are well represented with 108% sRGB and 133.7% DCI-P3. It's a sleek machine, chassis beautifully designed in machined aluminum and keyboard surrounded by a carbon fiber that will be very comfortable during those long editing projects. It's not perfect. The XPS 17 is large, heavy, 5.37 lbs, 2.44 Klarn, and the battery life isn't the best. We clocked it at just over 9 hours. So, it's not one you want to lug around too often, and for the premium price, we expect more than the mediocre 720p webcam. It is brighter than a lot of laptops for video editing, but at around 500 nits, it's not by much. With the right content, the MacBook Pro can hit 1600 nits. But when even the base configuration, FHD non-touch screen Intel i7 16GB RAM will give you enough power for basic projects, it's difficult not to be impressed with the laptop's performance for video editing. The Dell XPS 17 is everything one could want out of a larger laptop. By giving up the portability of smaller laptops, it can offer a large, vibrant screen and powerful performance. Of course, it also keeps the elegant trappings set out by the XPS laptop line. Number 3. HP Envy 16. Looking for a mid-range Windows laptop for video editing? Designed for video editing, photo editing, even game development, the HP Envy 16 is suitably powerful for the price. The laptop's performance for creative tasks proved excellent in our tests. We ran Premiere Pro and Photoshop and had no issues with either, even with high-resolution media and multiple layers. So long as you're not planning on doing heavy AAA gaming on the side, you'll have no problems running creative software on the machine. The display can make or break a video editing laptop, and there's no complaints here. The Envy 16 features a 1610 4K panel that boasts 100% sRGB, 100% Adobe RGB, and a low Delta E for color accuracy. No DCI-P3, which is typically used in video editing, but it shouldn't affect most general workflows. We did find that the battery life wasn't great. In our benchmark test, it lasted almost 6.5 hours, and it'll be less if you're editing a lot of complex videos. And it's not the coolest or quietest video editing laptop we've tried. But for an all-rounder with that's not quite budget and not quite premium, we found the HP Envy 16 ideal. Number 2. Razer Blade 14. A lot of gaming laptops are good for video editing, since they're focused on high performance and graphic fidelity. And the Razer Blade 14 is our pick of the bunch if you want to a machine for work and play. It's a thin, lightweight, speedy laptop that packs a lot more power than you might expect. In our tests, it easily and surprisingly came close to matching the performances of the more powerful Legion 7i Pro and ROG Zephyrus M16. When it comes to creative tasks, the Blade 14 scored well across our 25GB file copy, handbrake, and crossmark tests. So you'll have no issues running Premiere Pro here. That's not the only reason we like this laptop for video editing. The 16910 screen, though a compact 14 inches, is a sharp QHD+, with a detailed resolution 2560 x 1600. Better still, it boasts 100% DCI-P3 color space coverage, which is essential for many video projects. Elsewhere, we were impressed with the audio quality of the dual speakers. And yes, there's a 3.5mm audio jack for wired headphones. Battery life isn't particularly good, and although it's slated to last 10 hours, we could only squeeze about 8 hours out of it. And that's for basic use like emails, web browsing, office apps. Expect around 4 hours if you're editing footage, playing games, or streaming movies. There's otherwise plenty to love about this laptop. If you're looking for this year's Razer laptop that best represents the company's trademark offerings, the Razer Blade 14 2023 is what you're looking for. Sporting a thin and light chassis for its specs, it also doesn't compromise on performance. Number 1. Lenovo ThinkPad P16 Mobile Workstation. Lenovo's ThinkPad P17 Mobile Workstation may not be the best choice if you just want to grab your laptop and work in the coffee shop for a couple of hours. But if you need to set up and get some serious creative work done, this mobile workstation easily handles everything from video editing to 3D modeling. Strong, sturdy, and a powerhouse under the hood, it's not the fastest on the block, but it is fast enough. Our Lenovo ThinkPad P16 featured an i9 2.30 GHz CPU, an NVIDIA RTX A5500 GPU, and 64GB RAM that can be swapped out, more than enough for video projects. The 16-inch multi-touch display shows a resolution of 3840 x 2400. 2 TB of storage should easily see most editors through the next project. During our PC Mark testing, the P16 scored 7651 on the extended test, meaning that compared to other portable workstations, it stacks up well. Not the absolute fastest, but close. The focus here is on raw under-the-hood power. Little wonder we rank this as one of the best laptops for video editing, photo editing, and just about any other creative task you need to power through. If you're looking for a mobile workstation to allow flexibility of workspace or portability while not compromising on power, take a look at the Lenovo ThinkPad P16. Despite having the form factor of a laptop, the P16 still puts out absurd performance, ensuring your projects can get done on a job site, at the office, on the go, or at home.